No, in actual fact, no. No. Stop it, Dan, stop it.
Hello and welcome to an episode of Dan's the Engineer. Today I'm going to be looking at a really good product called Multiwatch. I'm here with the Managing Director of Lite-4-Life, Andy Cunningham, and we're just going to talk about this product, give you a little bit of an overview, and it may be very handy and interesting to some of you. So what we've got here, this is the Multiwatch. This is a test unit, and connected to it we've got the Lite-4-Life emergency light fitting with a directional arrow. And we've also got an ACO CO detector and an ACO optical smoke detector. So Andy, tell us a little bit about your product.
Well, Multiwatch is pretty much formed out the Grenfell fire disaster back in June. And we always had Lite-4-Life as a product. That was a fantastic innovative light fitting, which has got emergency facility in it and the ability to trigger it. So it's what's going to trigger it. So we're at Lite-4-Life designed Multiwatch. So we thought, what were the problems within social housing and multiple floor levels in tower blocks? So we come up with Multiwatch based on some information that we gathered within the fire industry and where people's problems were. The panel on the top is pretty much for test and demo purposes only, and it's got a tamper switch on it. So what we do, we'll take you through the sequence, Dan, and we'll show you what it does. It's all linked to mobile phone devices, up to 3 mobile phone devices.
Okay.
And
so like just for my understanding, I mean, I've looked at this briefly and I've spoken to Andy about it. So my understanding, and tell me if I'm wrong, this unit connects to fire alarm systems within, well, wherever you want it to be, and it relays information.
Absolutely,
via...
it can be attached to a Part 6 system or a Part 1 system.
Yeah.
So Part 6 being within the voids or the flats themselves.
Yeah. And
the Part 1 system being in the common parts areas.
Okay. So effectively, a fire alarm or a fire alarm activation, wherever you want it to be, whatever, goes off, whether it's in a flat or communal areas.
Yeah.
It tells this box of tricks in here.
Yeah. Picks up the information.
Picks up the info. Sends a text message.
Yeah. It basically relays anything within the fire notification system within the building. It's sending messages out under text,
and it also can be linked to the your Lite-4-Life,
absolutely,
which is emergency light. And I'm going to go through this in another video actually, because Andy's team have installed some systems and we've linked it with a fire alarm. So that it's a fantastic bit of kit. So this is your demo model. Yeah,
this is the demo, Dan. As I say, we put it together. This one next week's going out to Singapore. We've got a lot of interest in Singapore and in Asia. To start off, this box initially will be just the box. So if it's installed anywhere, it'll be a conduited system or a soft skin FP style system that comes into the box and feeds it and links all the Lite-4-Life cabling. But we can go into that a little bit later on. We've got an anti-tamper, which is very, very important. We don't want anybody playing with the box. We've got some secret screws on there, a model on the front just for demo purposes. So if I trigger, and I've already preset your phone, as we said. So if I trigger the tamper switch, this in essence is somebody taking the lid off and putting the lid back on.
So I should get a text message.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have, yep.
Right, you got that. So that's fine. So that pretty much is a system tamper alarm activated. So okay. I'm going to turn the tamper off because we put the lid back on.
Yep, got text through, so we now know that the lid's back on.
That's it.
Okay, that's perfect.
Cool. Right, so I'll trigger this one. There's which is a door contact. So there's lots of issues out there in the marketplace with doors being wedged open.
Yeah.
We know that they're very expensive fire doors. Can be up to £1,200 in some instances. If someone wedges them open, they're not worth any money whatsoever because they're not doing their job. So this is on a time delay. I think the parameter on this one's set to about a minute. We can set it longer. or shorter based on.
So if someone leaves a door open,
or wedges it open.
Wedges it open.
Absolutely. And as I say, it's not got the fire protection that it deserves within the building. And
yeah, because a fire door is pointless if it's open. Doesn't do its job.
It's not doing its job. Lots of these issues in schools and in hospitals we found.
Well, everywhere.
Absolutely. Everywhere.
We come across it all the time.
Yeah. So we've set this one, and this will go off in a little while. Once again, it will notify you on the mobile, and up to 3 mobile phones will receive the messages on it. Basically, as I say, we're taking the information within the building. We're taking it outside and giving it to responsible people. So this door contact, there you go. We got a low sounding buzzer to tell people locally that there's a door wedged open.
Right. Okay.
But it'll also come through as your mobile phone on your mobile phone device to tell you. There you go.
Got that through.
To tell you externally that the door's wedged open.
There you go. That's come through now.
So a caretaker or anyone responsible for the building could take this message and then think, right, it's come through. It could be a floor by floor basis. It could be however we set the SIM card up. It can be it can notify you where it is in the building. Yeah. And then someone needs to rush up there and shut the door.
Now I'm going to get a text through now saying
to tell you that the doors have been shut.
There you go. So it's just now says fire doors closed.
So we could state where this is set up on, say, the 6th floor in a potential tower block. It will go over all the floors. So we've got a smoke detector, which is one of the well-known branded ones, and we'll name them, which is ACO, a very, very tried and tested product. If we sound that,
so this is a detector inside our flat.
Inside the flat, behind the door. Yeah, exactly that. The multi-watch unit will be outside the door. The Light-for-Life's triggered on.
So the emergency light has come on. And
then once again we get our notification.
We've got a notification to say fire alarm activation on the mobile there. So we know remotely that the fire alarm is triggered.
Yeah, so at the front end of the SIM card where all the information will be, that will tell you within a void or within a flat that the fire alarm has been triggered in one of the flats on the 6th floor, if we're going to state the 6th floor, or 7th floor or 8th floor, whatever floor you want. So, and it's now, because I've sounded it down as well, we've stood down from it, it's now received the fire alarm deactivation.
Yeah, so mine has come up as well. Can you see that? And it says fire alarm deactivation, so we now know that the fire alarm has deactivated because someone has silenced it. And
then also, Dan, to go back onto the Light-for-Life unit, as we closed the fire alarm down, it closed the Light-for-Life units down because there was no longer a requirement for it. The mindset or the concept behind the Light-for-Life unit is the fact that if there is a fire alarm activation, it can trigger, the Light-for-Life can trigger on in the common parts areas as a wayfinding strategy to get you out or assist firefighters if they were in the building. But once it's closed down, it will trigger off. But when it is actually on, people may argue the fact it's not needed, but we believe it is because it's arming ourselves in readiness for an evacuation.
Yeah.
But we've got the ability to trigger them on. If a detector goes off in a flat, they can either trigger on, or out of client's choice, they don't need to be on. But they will automatically trigger on in an evacuation strategy within the building.
Okay. So you're not relying on mains failure.
No,
you're relying
absolutely.
on trigger activation from fire.
Although it's got mains failure built into it, as we know, so if we lose the power, the Light-for-Life will be triggered on automatically. Yeah. But in the Vault-free version, which is a link to the Multiwatch system, it actually triggers on for in excess of 35 hours. Yeah. So we've also got carbon monoxide detector, which is very, very important, as we well know. Same brand, but it also triggers the EI414 unit.
So there's an ACO
EI414 built within that.
Which is their new interface.
Absolutely. So we've interfaced that with our kit, and a very, very common, popular brand on the marketplace. But so this is the carbon monoxide detector, which will detect the carbon monoxide within the void of the flat.
So the Light-for-Life's gone on.
Triggered on.
And got a text message again saying carbon monoxide alarm activated, and that's going to go off in a minute.
Yeah, and then you'll have the deactivated.
There you go, it's just popped up now.
It resets its own parameters, resets itself after each activation.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is, whatever's going on in that block of flats or wherever you decide to set the system up, whatever's going on inside it, you could be anywhere, you'll receive a text message activation to tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's all, as we well know from some fire disasters that recently happened, everything's about quickness.
Yeah, it's
reaction time, everything.
So you've got a sounder on here. This is obviously just a demo kit.
Absolutely.
But sounders can be added on to the Multiwatch.
Yeah, they can be added onto the system. We can, I mean, this sounder beacon doesn't have to be on the front of the Multiwatch. It can be along the levels of a floor, a corridor, anywhere you want to put them. We could add more than one. We're also looking at having an external flashing unit, and I always refer to tower blocks because they're very onerous areas. We're actually looking, or we've designed it into the system as well, that actually we flash a beacon external to the building, so if firefighters turn up, they can physically see what straight away there's an issue within that floor. So that can be linked into this system as well.
So this whole system, you can do loads of it really. There's all sorts. So you can integrate with other fire alarm systems, whether it's part 1, part 6, emergency lighting, obviously the Light-4-Life.
Yeah.
So what does this button do?
Right, so we've got a built into here, Dan. We've got an evacuation switch, and we call it the Doomsday Switch. On a real life version, this is the demo version, but on a real life
so on the real life one, you don't have
you won't have that. But we've got the ability to build into a conduit system or build in anywhere is a key switch. And what's very, very important at the moment is lots of housing associations, councils that have got Waking Watch, and are spending a hell of a lot of money on Waking Watch because of the cladding issues that become self-evident at the Grenfell disaster. This is an automatic system, or it is an automatic system, but maybe we can have the ability to evacuate just from one key switch, or one turn of a key or press of a button. So it can be in a secure area, and only firefighters have got access to it. So if they want to call the floors out, evacuate the floors, all of the floors, and it's no longer a stay put policy, then they can do so. For argument's sake, if this is ringing for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, because we don't know the compartmentation in the building, we will want to call the people out on that floor and that floor only, so they can keep their stay put policy within the building, but call it out individually, or we can call the whole building out as an evacuation strategy. And here we go. So that will be triggered all the way up on every single floor and every single sounder on the floor.
Got a question for you.
Right.
So false alarms.
Yeah.
We know in flats or whatever, it happens, there's false alarms. So for example, how long does it take until the smoke detector is triggered that the full evacuation on the floor goes off?
Well, that's a good question, because what we can do on this, Dan, on what we have actually done. Ordinarily, these will come with hush buttons.
Okay.
So you've got the ability that if you're actually in the flat yourself, or you know, in your void, you can silence it. How long do we let this go for before we call it an evacuation?
So there's a delay.
There is a delay, and it can be set by the client. I mean, we're sort of saying 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, but I can prove it. If you want me to prove it, Dan, I can prove it to you. We'll ring it, and we'll hold it rung for a minute or so.
So that goes off.
Yeah.
So it doesn't go off immediately. No. As in, it doesn't. No. Although we get the text message and everything from it.
Absolutely.
But we don't get a full evacuation of the floor from the the main detection system for the communal area, for example. But there's a delay.
There is a delay. So we'll do that. So it's going to be noisy for a little while.
Yeah.
So there you go, Dan. 2 minutes later, it's gone from a notification alert to an evacuation, but an evacuation on that floor only.
Yeah.
So they're linked. They can be linked all together in the building if you require it.
Yeah.
Or we can go floor by floor basis.
Yeah. I know Andy's got a product launch in Singapore. If someone's interested in this product, Andy,
just contact us through our website, www.Lite-4-Life, which is the number 4, communal.com.
So hopefully this has given you an overview of what this product does. It's a great innovative product. Thank you very much, Andy. It's been a pleasure speaking to you today.
Dan, thank you.
I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.